Hi everyone, my name's Tom and welcome to CodeBolt. Today we're going to take a look at this Pokemon Mini that I bought off eBay. The seller reported it as faulty. I'll put the sort of card thing up here somewhere so you can have a look. I'm not sure what's up with it. I haven't had a chance to have a look yet, but let's see what we can see. It's clearly been used. You can see the battery slots been opened up a few times. It's kind of marred up a little bit, but it's still in pretty good condition. These things are not cheap when they're working. I've seen them go on eBay for, sort of 150, 200 pounds, which can be quite a bit. Let me grab a screwdriver to open this. I really should get a coin, shouldn't I? Probably not going to help with the marring it up, but let's just get it open and have a look. Got a battery compartment. I've got a fresh battery here. Negative goes to the left. So if I pop that in, I won't do it too tight. I don't know if you can see it. This button at the front here, it says power. So we'll press this button. I've not got a game in at the minute, but we'll see if it comes up. So absolutely nothing. Interesting. I did separately buy a couple of games. They're Japanese ones, but I think they should work. So let's grab one. It's a Pokemon Mini. It's got a little picture of a Pikachu. I think this one is in Japanese. A few of the games. This console didn't have many games actually. I think it only had 10 in total, of which 5 were ever made in English. I think it only ran for about a year. That's interesting. So the games look like they lock in. Will it turn on with a game on? No. Okay. That's interesting. So let's remove the game and we'll get this open. Got my trusty iFixit screwdriver here. I think the Tri-Wings, I had a look earlier, so I got the bit ready. Tri-Wings, is that what they're called? The little 3-pronged things? I think so. Or game bit, I can't remember. Whatever they're called anyway. So I'll open this up. Should we take the battery out? Yeah, let's take the battery out first. And remove these screws. So I've never looked inside one of these. I've never seen or even watched a teardown. So it's going to be a journey of discovery as we go through this, I think. Oh, what's interesting there, I've just spotted, I don't know if that's scuffed up from a battery or something else, but it's definitely got some like markings on here. I'm not sure if it's, could even be a leaky battery that somebody's cleaned up. Ooh. And that final screw from this corner, I don't know if you can see. See if I can zoom in on it. It's all kind of corroded. It's got this white coating on it, sort of a bit like a rust or something. So straight away, given the sort of damage or marks down here, and the fact that this bottom right hand side screw was what I can only describe as a bit minging. I bet there's some issues down at this side. So what have we got? A speaker on the back there. this has definitely had a leaky battery, I think. This green stuff here looks a lot like what you get from leaky batteries. It's all the way across this battery compartment. Come on, focus. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with this. We can trace this through. First of all, can I separate this speaker from the back? Will it pry out with a little screwdriver or something? No, I think it might be glued in. Okay, that's all right. We can try and diagnose it like this. Have we got any more screws holding this board down now? There's a screw here, so we're on to sort of Phillips now. So screw here, screw here. Ooh, and again, I don't know if you can see, but these screws at the top look like they've been out before. Looks like somebody's been in here. Isn't it always the case? You buy stuff off eBay, it's always that somebody's been in and messed around with it, or had a go at fixing it themselves. I mean, I don't blame them, but I wish that people would be honest about that. But you know, so is the ways of the eBay. Just spotted as well as some more of the sort of green, what I think is battery leak on the back here as well. So, we'll have a look. Sorry, I'm zoomed in so far. This is probably a really poor. Poor pitch for you. Let me get this screw out as well. It's the last screw I can see, so hopefully this now comes away, does it? Maybe. Has that freed anything? And this looks like it just lifts out. Focus. There we go. What else is holding this in? Maybe nothing. Lever out. Where is it stuck? Oh yeah, no, I think that is coming out. There's a ribbon cable going to the screen here. Buttons have just dropped out. What have we got? What have we got? So I think I can free the flex cable going to the screen if I just release these clips. That's one side, the other side. Alright, that's the screen free. Okay, that's one side out. Oh, look at that as well. Yeah, this has had what I think is a fairly severe battery leak that's got oil inside this. This might just be a clean-up job, although I suspect we've got other issues as well somewhere. If you're interested, this is what the connector where the screen was plugged into. I just managed to push this way on here. So these pads are at least going to need a clean-up. They're just not going to work. There's too much corrosion on them for the for these, what they're called, carbon pads to make good contact. This side's all going to need cleaning up as well. So if someone's been in here, they've not given it a proper clean up. It looks like it's had some degree of cleaning, but not a vast amount. So the question is then, how is this meant to work? So where was the power button? This is the power button. Oh, interesting. It could be that the power button just wasn't working. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, maybe. Should we try it? How can we do this? Can we get the screen back in? Is the screen... I think the screen might just be glued in here though. How best to do this? Okay. So what I'm thinking, I'm just going to try a battery into here, which goes this way. And then if I just try and short out across these power pads, which is this one, they're handily labelled up. Do we get anything? So I just use the back of this. Certainly not starting to make any noise. All right, let's get the meter. We'll try and chase the power around. Right, okay. I've got a negative lead clipped onto this battery here. This is my probe for the positive, so we should be able to test the battery. Ooh. That's interesting. So that battery voltage is very low and dropping very quickly. Oh, is that just the... Let me just take this battery out and test it. So 1.6 volts. That's what I expected when I tested it, but does that mean we have a short? Are we shorting out the battery? Let's check our resistance. So if you take the resistance on the terminal here, no, it's up into the kilo ohms. I mean, it's dropping down, but still kilo ohms isn't going to pull that voltage down. Let's just go back in. So into here, 1.5 volts. Over here, we have 1.5 volts. Great. Now, where does it go from there? Well, let me just see if there's power on the power button side of things. Which one's which? Oh, so there's 2 volts there. So that looks like a ground. And jumping up to 14 volts. So is this a power supply over here? Sorry, I'm just trying to understand how this might possibly work. This electrolyte cap here looks a bit nasty. What I might have to do is I might have to get the what's my job? You know, the microscope. That's the word. So I might have to get the microscope and have a closer look at this. Okay, we've got the microscope. Let's have a close look at what we've got here then. Try and bring some light in on this situation as well. So this is down by the battery terminals. You can see we've got a lot of this green stuff, which to me looks like just goo from batteries. See if we can get this into focus just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. But then as you come around here, we've got this capacitor, and again, it's just covered in this crusty stuff. So this is now continuity, so we should be able to test for things shorting to ground. So what's one side of this capacitor doing? If I come to this side, that is ground, even though it's so crusty. This side is not, this side is not, is. Oh, that's got a big hole in that by the looks of it. Oh, this whole board just needs cleaning. Absolutely disgusting. So what have we got here? These capacitors are probably some kind of smoothing. This kind of subboard that's soldered on here, you got ground just on one side. Not sure what this is. Not even connected. Oh, so this side might not be connected. I think that might just be to hold it down. This is probably a power supply then. So I think what we've got here is we've got a ground here. This is either a power in or a power out. So is one of those connected straight to the battery. So this is now on battery positive, the other lead. So not that side, what about this side? Nothing direct. Ah, so this is the battery positive, so what's that meant to be connected to? I wonder if this little subboard is double-sided. The other thing is look at this on the cartridge slot. They're all fine here, but then you get over here and it's just full of this stuff. Absolutely disgusting. I don't know if this is an inductor, so both sides of this should be the same. So, interesting question. With a battery in, which I'm about to pop in now. Sorry, my thought process is all over with this one. One, I think it just needs a good clean regardless. So I've now got a battery in. So if we probe to this one, which if we look at voltage on the probe, this we should find. So this was shorted to the battery, but we're only seeing half a volt. That should be a lot more. I think there must be a short somewhere. Which means over this side, we're seeing nothing on where it was ground. But we are seeing 1.5 volts come out. Maybe that's fine, maybe that's the output voltage, or maybe that's really low. So 1.5 in. But 1.2 out, 1.1 out. What is going on? What is going on? Okay, I think before we go any further, I just want to give this whole thing a clean. I'm just going to check these pins whilst we're here. But this stuff just must be shorting some stuff out. I think what I'll have to do is I'm going to lift this this subboard off, so we can properly clean underneath that as well. So I'll warm the soldering iron up and we'll get in there. Okay, got the soldering iron up to temperature now. I'm just going to disconnect this battery. I'm going to disconnect this battery, and then we're just going to dive in and try and get these off. I am wondering whether it's worth just flowing a little bit of A little bit of extra solder on here just to make it easier. My God, I really need to get a solder fume extractor. So what I'm now going to do is pop a decent amount of flux onto these. And I'll just put some on the other side as well. And then what that should let me do is just melt this off, lift this board up, and hopefully we'll be good to go. I'll try and suck a bit of solder off with the solder wick as well. Try and find a good angle to come in on it. Okay. So if I just get myself a little metal, I don't know, pair of tweezers or something maybe. We'll see if we can lift this side of the board up. Let's try and tackle this left-handed even. Ah, there's a middle one as well. Hadn't spotted this. Let's get a bit of solder wick onto this one. I've got to say, this is very tiny and I'm trying to hold everything in place. It makes it quite difficult. Right, okay. Not sure. The main issue is how small it is. That's probably why this Microscope. There's definitely less solder than there on there than there was, but I'm not sure it's quite enough. Problem is, if I try and do this with hot air, it's going to try and lift absolutely everything, which is definitely not what we want. Definitely not what we want. I think I want to come back to this side. Oh, also have to be careful with this capacitor that I feel like I might have moved a little bit. Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's there, it's tombstoned. That's probably okay. Okay, that needs to go back on. Ooh, is that pad lifted as well? That pad doesn't look, yeah. Oh, we do need to be careful with this. Do 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 do. Oh, I'm wondering, maybe I can turn that off. Maybe we can put some like IPA underneath it or something like that. IPA can cure everything. Okay, we've got some IPA. I think I might even just splash a bit on the board and see if we can get it underneath. Oh, okay, we're going everywhere now. It's alright, we need to start cleaning anyway. What I really want to do is get it to run underneath all this stuff. And whilst that's just soaking in, I'm just going to clean some of this lot up. Just like the Garmin video I did, we might need to use a bit of vinegar as well. It just seems to dissolve the... if it is battery gunk, it seems to dissolve it pretty well. But we'll see. Always start with the IPA. It's a bit safer, it's a bit less aggressive than vinegar. So we'll try and clean down here. Mind making more of a mess actually. Toothbrush, that's what we need. Straight away that's looking quite a bit better just from that side. Obviously there's that loose pad, but we can clean all that flux off that we've been... Okay, now we can get rid of some of this blue crap that's on this side. And whilst we're there, I'll flip it over and do some cleaning on this side as well. So this side isn't cleaning up as well. I think the oxidised copper might be where we need that vinegar. I'll get some of that in a second. Now, as I was saying, these are looking okay, but they are just a little oxidised. Alright, so this is just a bit of white vinegar. I'm just going to pop this on, and straight away you can see that bubbling away, eating away the oxidation. I'm just putting this on all the pads. Oh look, we can see copper under there. We'll leave that for a second. We're going to flip this over, and again we're going to get some of this vinegar just on some of these particularly grubby bits. So like on here, I can't decide if that's worn through or if that's oxidation. Let's actually try and focus. It might actually be worn through. We can fix that if needs be. put a vinegar down here. And then I might just spread a bit under here because we definitely saw a lot of that sort of cruddy stuff. And down here. Again, we'll go over this again with some IPA just to clean off what's left of this. But the idea is by the time we're done, we're looking something like now back in with some IPA. Just for a final scrub and a clear off. Just going over everything. We'll flip it over, have a look how we're doing here. Yeah, I think we're doing alright. The down button actually needs a little bit more. A little bit more on the vinegar. So I mean, we're cleaning this up. We've still not really diagnosed what the problem is. I'm half tempted to give it another go, but I really want to get that board off to clean up underneath it. Just because I could see all the oxidized crap coming out from it. The reason I started with the IPA was just to try and try and see if there was any glue underneath it that needed lifting off. That's not bad. It's looking pretty good now. Okay, so I've got some bad news, I'm afraid. I've been having a probe around on continuity, just trying to work out what's going on, because I thought the issue might be with the power button. You know, there was power getting to this. Now, if we flip this over and we look at the power button, which is this one. Let's bring that into nice focus. If you look at where the traces are, this trace, this pad here and this pad here are connected to these big pads which are ground. You can tell they're ground because they come up on just about every button. Sorry, that one. Yeah, so they come up on every button. So these two corners are ground, these two are one, they're connected together, although they're connected together on the far side of the board. So it comes through to here and through to here. So if we look at this one, the easiest way to find this, we've got this hole here, and we've got a cluster of 5 holes, and it's the topmost one. So if I flip the board over, obviously this is mirrored now. I'll find that hole again. Come into focus. So we've got this one, cluster of 5 holes, and it's this top one here. Now the problem is, and you probably can't see it too well on this one, but there is no continuity in these vias, either through to the button or through to the other side. And if you look, if I just move my probe in any of these, it's all copper oxide or whatever the battery has corroded the copper to, and pretty much every single one of these vias has no continuity through it. So I don't think this board's savable. You'd have to run you'd have to run new wires and resolder them for each one of these vias, and it's just not going to be practicable. I'm not saying it's not doable. You could potentially try and drill them out, scrape this back, and repaint it on, but it's absolutely every single one. I mean, you can see somebody had tried to clean this up before. I think this is somebody had already thought of this as a non-repairable unit. Yeah, which is such a shame. I was actually quite looking forward to getting this working, but that's guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles on this one. I'm really disappointed by this. Maybe I'll see if I can get another one. Maybe we'll have a look and see if we can get another one of these working. Like I say, they're normally incredibly expensive. This was quite a bit cheaper, but you know, still not cheap. Obviously, I've done more damage here as well, which really wasn't great on my part. But that would have been fixable. But this just isn't salvageable. There's just nothing. Nothing I think I can do. Like the vias are okay as you get up to sort of this side. Like these are all quite reasonable, but even just down here, every single one is completely corroded. So if I take this one, you can see the trace there runs down across and up. Now, don't actually know where that one goes. Oh, runs under there. Can't find that one. But yeah, if you find ones that are connected together, even like these big ground ones here, these are both on the ground plane, and there's just nothing in there. You can dig, you can try and touch it to. Oh, that one's actually got some continuity. This one doesn't then. Yeah, this one's absolutely dead. Okay, so some of the ground ones are going through, so you can get ground on both sides of the board, but let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you think there's anything I could have done differently, anything that we could do to save this board. If there is, I'm up for trying most things, but let me know. I'm sorry we couldn't go further on this one. I was yeah, well, it was an interesting one to look at. Anyway, my name's Tom, you've been watching CodeBolt. Hope you enjoyed this video, even though we couldn't fix it, and I will see you on the next one. Bye for now.